Before we take a closer look at Ffos-Y-Fran, to put Ffos-Y-Fran into context, we need to look, at least briefly, into the industrial history of Merthyr. Long before this modern technological era, there were two industrial revolutions that Merthyr Tydfil was at the forefront of. To say that Merthyr has helped to shape the world would be an understatement. Ah, come on now, buddy. Put that phone down. Try to concentrate for 2 minutes, innit? No, seriously. I think that the history of the past is important to our culture. It's important to know what our parents, our grandparents, our great-grandparents, and perhaps beyond that. The history of them is hugely significant. After all, we stand on the ground. We kind of stand on the shoulders of giants, if you like. By 1759, Dowlis Iron Works was founded. But by the peak of the First Industrial Revolution, the districts of Merthyr housed 4 of the greatest iron works in the world: Dowlis Iron Works, Plymouth Iron Works, Cyfarthur Iron Works, and Penydarren Iron Works. In 1804, the world's first steam locomotive hauled railway journey occurred on the Merthyr Tramroad, transporting 10 tons of iron from the Penydarren Works to the Glamorganshire Canal. Kevin Coyd Viaduct was built to carry the Brecon and Merthyr Railway. So here from the Cardiff and Merthyr Guardian, Glamorgan, Monmouth and Brecon Gazette, we see this: Brecon and Merthyr Tydfil Junction Railway. By 1861, Merthyr's population reached almost 52,000 people. In the 1870s, the advent of coal mining gave renewed impetus to the local economy and population growth. Merthyr, over the years, its population would grow. It was 80,990 in 1911. To give you some perspective, here are the figures of 2022, 58,883 people.
Is he a coal miner? Does he stink of the land?
Oh my God, Dr. Lecter, you're spot on. Spot on. My father was a miner. My grandfather was a miner. So was my uncles. I tell you what, my grandmother was a miner, and my mother was a miner, and my sister was a miner. Right, anybody remember Spitting Image, going back to the 80s? We're taking a bit of a quantum leap in time now and skipping on to the 80s. Oh, the missus hated that piece. Absolutely hated it. Following the 18th century development of Merthyr as an industrial centre and the shutdown of the deep cast coal mining industry from the 1930s through to the 1980s, the area to the east of Merthyr Tydfil has suffered severe dereliction. The East Merthyr Reclamation Scheme was the initiative of the former Merthyr Tydfil Borough Council and Mid Glamorgan County Council in partnership with the Welsh Development Agency in the mid-1980s, and was launched by the Secretary of State for Wales following the grant of planning permission. The aim was to extract coal from the area of East Merthyr by the cheapest and most profitable means, rather than detracting from it with its environment. The East Merthyr Reclamation Scheme is made up of 3 phases, each with the objective of reclaiming the derelict and dangerous land to the east of Merthyr Tydfil, using revenues from surface coal mining operations, restoring the land to beneficial use at no cost to the public purse. Phases 1, Incline Top, and Phases 2, the Dowless Great Tip of the scheme were completed in 1993 and 1997 respectively, restoring 106 hectares of derelict land to provide residential, light industrial and recreational purposes. The Ffos-Y-Fran Land Reclamation Scheme represents the third and final stage of the wider East Merthyr Reclamation Scheme. It is the largest of the original 3 phases and will restore over 360 hectares of previously derelict and disturbed land. Once completed, the land, which will be fit for upland grazing with safe access for use by the community, will be returned to the planning authority. The sheer scale of Ffos-Y-Fran is quite amazing. So phase 3, the stats are 3,500 acres. That's 14 kilometers square of land. Since 2002, the council have removed 58 burnt out and stolen cars from the site. Come on now, boys. 200 people will be employed on the site, with an additional estimated 400 jobs created within the local area. So at its peak, it was extracting 20,000 tonnes of coal per week. Considering that planning consent for phase 3 was given in November of 1988, there were quite a lot of local debates about the nature and scale of the development. So the project didn't go on until a much later date. It was finally approved on the 27th of November 2006. So the work started in 2007, and the plan was to extract 10 million tonnes of coal over a 15-year period. Here is one of the protests.
1, 2, 3, 4. Beckless says no coal no more. 5, 6, 7, 8. Stop before it gets too late.
This is a street level view.
Lawyers have argued that allowing the UK's largest open-cast coal mine to keep working months after planning permission ran out sets a terrible precedent.
It has a long and controversial history. Ffos-Y-Fran, a huge open-cast coal mine right next to homes and businesses in Merthyr Tydfil. Its closure, too, is now turning into a drawn-out saga. 295 days have passed since planning permission to mine ran out here. These are images we filmed today. Digging for coal was meant to stop on the 6th of September 2022, but just days before, the mine's operator put in an application asking for more time. It took until April 2023 for that to be considered and refused by Merthyr Tydfil Council's planning committee. Mining had continued in the meantime, and so today an enforcement notice takes effect ordering the company to stop. They have until the end of July to comply.
I always wanted to drive one of those large trucks. I find them quite fascinating. But the closest I've got to that is a Tonka toy as a kid. So the licence of the site expired in September 2022. An application for a 9-month extension was filed with Merthyr Tydfil Council. That application was refused in April 2023, meaning the site would have to close. August 2023. The mine shut down in November 2023. There is a Welsh Government 2025 PDF online, guys, if you guys want to see what's occurring. This is the last of the large machinery being hauled out of there by Crynant plant.